listening to the Kelly Cutrara Show. Thanks for being here. Do appreciate your time on this absolutely gorgeous Monday, May 29th. Look, if you have some time to spare tomorrow and you like a good laugh, our next guest is going to be performing tomorrow at the Corner Comedy Club on Queen West in Toronto. And you may have heard him on the show before. And it's not because we've taught comedy before, not so much at least, but he actually is a fan of the show and a regular listener, and so often calls in to give his 2 cents on things we're talking about. And I always welcome in a call from AJ is his code name when he comes on the Kelly Cutrara Show. Real name is Jared Nathan. He is a comedian and he has an audible stutter. I want to play some of his stand-up before we get to our guest. Here's Jared Nathan.
I'm so happy my mom never named me Bob. But she had a terrific idea to call me Jared with J's. In case you're wondering what my diagnosis is, I'm one up dude. Check this out. My mind has autism. My face has Down syndrome. My body is palsy. And I stutter like a mother jackhammer.
That is Jared Nathan, who is joining the Kelly Cutrara Show, a comedian performing tomorrow night at the Corner Comedy Club, Queen West in Toronto. It's good to have you back. We haven't spoken in a while, so thanks for being here. Now, before you say anything, this is going to be a guessing game on pauses, and it happens all the time to all of my guests when we are not in the same room. It's kind of a guessing game on when you finished your thoughts, so I'm going to try and give you enough room to express yourself, but you really do lean into you know who you are with your comedy. Is it Jared, are you concerned at all if people are laughing with you, at you, or awkwardly?
I just love making people laugh, especially when I'm on stage. That's my job, is to make people laugh. And of course, I have moments of thinking, they're laughing with me or at me. But I just came to the point to realize I'm making them happy, you know? I'm making them laugh. And of course, people are going to get nervous and awkward sometimes. They want to talk to them one-on-one. But then I easily make a joke about it and then make them more comfortable. Kelly?
Do you feel like, when you're chatting with people that you're kind of, after the show, that you're actually inspiring them to be their true self? And I say this because I imagine that it's all fun and games when you're on the stage and it's, they're with you on your ride. But afterwards, when someone really loves a comic, often they'll go up to them to talk to them after the show. How many people tell you you're inspiring them? And what does it feel like for you to hear people laugh? What's that like?
I can't really describe the feeling. It's like a drug sometimes, just hearing all the laughter, and I'm very grateful that I inspired so many people. A lot of people come up to me who actually have a stutter and told me that I gave them more confidence, and I inspired them to even start doing stand-up comedy themselves. And I also have families of children with special needs that told me that I gave them hope in their own children and stuff like that. So it is very inspiring. for them, and it's a good feeling from myself.
You're super successful. You have 17,000 followers on Instagram. You went on the Kill Tony show in 2021, got a golden ticket. Basically, you have like a minute to perform, and then judges say if you're killing it or if you're not great at it. When did you know you were funny, Jared?
I kind of had to use my humor as a tool growing up. I also just like remember just like making people laugh all the time, and I just laughter is a good medicine for all. And like I grew up watching comedy and stuff and things like that. So like I love humor and I love making people laugh. And like I like when people told me I was funny. So, like it's not until I got on stage and just have audience actually laugh at myself. So like they're not laughing at me; they're laughing because I said something funny.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, because I've tried my hand at stand up before, and I have a lot of friends that are stand up comedians. And, you know, starting out, you're always walking around. You have a book. You're writing a bit. You're like, oh my gosh, this is a bit. I got to write this down. It actually becomes tiring. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't, decide to pursue this or try it a little bit more seriously, is because everything becomes a bit and it's tireless and, it's exhausting for some of your friends. But when you write a bit in your book, because I'm sure you have a book, because most comedians have a book. Do you write down words that you purposely know you're going to get stuck on and stutter on because you know that your jokes land better than some other comedians? Because, those words will make people laugh. And that is also giving people more time to process the heart of what that humor is all about. Basically, your joke lands because more people they have more time to think about it.
That's a very good question, Kelly. All the starter is a time helper too. Like it's good. I know I'm trying to write jokes other than about my starter and stuff. But if I'm just doing a show, I know that certain jokes will get me laugh all the time, and I on purpose do those jokes because as a comic, you always want laughs, right?
Mm-hmm. Do you stutter more when you're nervous?
Yes and no. It does happen, but also like if I'm in a new situation, I sometimes tend to stutter. But if I'm comfortable with people, I don't stutter, and that often surprises people.
Have you ever been?
Pardon?
I was just wondering if you've ever been on stage and you stopped stuttering because you were killing it, and then you just somehow went into a zone. Has that ever happened?
That has happened, and I just sometimes it helps the joke, and sometimes it doesn't.
It kills it. Yeah.
It kills it.
Yeah.
But I also had my stutter ruined punchlines also because I stuttered too much. So it's just something I got to deal with and stuff. And there are like certain techniques I try to use because if I like whisper or do like different voices, I tend not to stutter as much, or if I speak at a higher octane, it kind of helps also.
Fascinating.
There are things I can do, but yeah.
So that really is going to give you a dynamic performance on stage, right? Because some people are one note, some people are deadpan. You're not going to be like that because at some point in time, you've got to speed up your joke. Cadence is a real important thing when it comes to comedy. So tomorrow night, you're performing at the Corner Comedy Club on Queen Street West. What time do you go on? And, are there tickets available right now? And how do people get them?
I'm hosting a show and showcase tomorrow night at the Corner from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Go on cornercomedy.com and you get tickets, or DM me on Instagram and I will send you to the right direction also.
All right. Thanks so much, Jared. Listen, when you come on the Kelly Cutrara show, just, when you're hanging around and listening to the show, maybe looking for things to joke about that are topical, and you're listening to this program, are you going by AJ or are you going by Jared from now on?
I'm going to go by Jared from now on. Now I'll go by Jared.
Awesome.
Because that's who I am.
All right, Jared, thanks so much for introducing yourself to us, and best of luck with your set tomorrow night. And it's been a pleasure talking to you. I find it fascinating, and I do find you inspiring because I think there are a lot of people that could let things like a stutter set them back. But you've done the opposite. You've embraced it and you're using it to your benefit, and you sound fantastic. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of your comedy on Instagram.
Thank you, Kelly. Have a good day.
You as well. Jared Nathan is a comedian performing tomorrow night at the Corner Comedy Club in Queen West. If you have nothing going on, he should be quite amusing, to say the least. And probably there'll be significant F-bombs, I would imagine, based on the bit that we played that we had to edit.